Hey everyone, this is Gray here, and my question to you today is, do you have what you need to survive? In this world, things can be undetermined in the aspect of hurricanes and tornadoes and earthquakes and whatnot. Now, the most common things that people use for survival and what you need to survive in general is stuff like food, water, air, shelter, clothing, things of that nature. And guess what? All of that has a price on it. Anyways, on a serious note, folks, I want to talk to you about something today that's going to correspond to the last video that I did. And I'll put that, I think it should pop up somewhere up here if you haven't seen that yet. And that was from my medic. I'm really huge into medical preparedness, and a lot of things folks do out there is they forget what's most important to add to their preps. Now, outside of just medical gear, to me, which would be even more of a top priority, because yes, you do need stuff like tourniquets and ways to stop the bleed and trauma kits and stuff like that. But you need your follow-up care as well, which is medications. To me, medications is one of the most important things that any prepper could have stored or stocked up. One of the most important types of medications to have is antibiotics. So today in this video, we're going to be talking about a company called Contingency Medical. Now, in this video, I just don't want to kind of say, this is what Contingency Medical has and show you, what they have and whatnot, and go over a really brief description and say, hey, buy this, buy this, buy this. I really want you to kind of dive into this video and listen to some of the material that I'm going to share with you. And I want you to see if you can put a price on what you get from Contingency Medical versus the price that you would pay normally for just going to the hospital and getting a specific medication for a specific ailment, specifically antibiotics. And I give Contingency Medical credit. They do go a little bit beyond just antibiotics. They also give you some extra additional medications. That's what I'd like to do in this video is I'd like to show you, kind of go over what they do have and what you get, what is offered in their packaging and whatnot. Towards the end, we'll look at price points and different, they have 3 different options for folks. And also I would like to go over drug information, hospital visits, insurance premiums and whatnot, and to show you the cost analysis on how something like this can actually save you money long term versus going to the hospital every time you have something. And here's the big thing, folks. Have you ever seen a hospital in a disaster scenario? So just imagine in a situation like a shtf scenario, how chaotic it would be. Hospitals would be overrun, pharmacies would be destroyed, and you would have little to no access to medications that could save your life. In a survival situation, a lot of people don't understand how important it is to have the right medications on them in the aspect of just a simple cut. A simple infection can take you out, and possibly you can lose your life. Now, this video is somewhat serious, and yes, because I want people to kind of take home from this video how important medications are. Now, you don't have to, just because I'm promoting something, doesn't mean that you have to go out, run out and buy it. But what I want to do is present to you, my viewers, an option for you if you're looking for an option like this and having medications on hand that would normally cost you a lot more if you were to go to the hospital or use your insurance, and the list goes on, and I'm going to explain why. So Contingency Medical sent me what they call the Ready Go Pack Plus, which is great. And what's in it is very, for the price point, I was very impressed of the offerings that they offer you in a package like this. And like I said, if you want another price now so that you can kind of get that out the way, something will list will run you $2.99 for the Ready Pack Pro Plus, I think, or the Ready Pack Plus. And then, I was thinking, this is great that I get some of these things to do reviews on, but I also wanted to buy, something for the family as well, so for my wife. So I also like to buy medications for those folks as well, because it's not just me, it's my whole family that I'm trying to take care of. What do you get if you were to get the, and I think this one is just the same price as the other brand that I also did a video on about a year ago. Same price, $259. I think this is what the cost is, and this is without my discount code or any links down below or stuff like that. This is just if you were to just as a consumer buy something like this, and this one's like $2.99. But I do like the amount of medications that you get for something like this for a few dollars more versus you get for this. But we're all on a budget. In regards to this package here, the Ready Pack Plus, I want to read to you what you get off this, and if I butcher any of these terms, my apologies in advance. So you get 42 dioxazine, 30, and this was going to be nitrofuranation, probably butchered that one tremendously, 42 amoxicillin, 60 cephalexin, and 60 azithromycin. Some of those names you might be familiar with. And they also, include stuff like things for like diarrhea, nausea, and some other medications in that pack. And, I'll do a close-up and kind of give you an idea what they are. I hope this video is not going to go long, but it probably will. I got some notes here that kind of gives me an idea of some of the things that these medications and antibiotics will help you treat. Stuff like animal bites, cellulitis, diarrhea, motion sickness, an ear infection, respiratory tract infection, which is a huge one, strep, traveler's diarrhea, urinary tract infections, and vomiting. To me, folks, you can't beat that. Because just, again, let me reiterate, if you were to go to the hospital for an animal bite, what would it cost? If you were to go to the hospital for a respiratory tract infection, what would it cost? Some people say, hey, Grey, I have insurance. So I want to address that. With insurance and without insurance. So without insurance, a person can expect to pay between $150 to $450 to see a physician. That's if you're not going to the emergency room. Some people can go to the clinics, which is a little bit cheaper. So the cost always depends on the type of medical care that you need. So depending on what treatment you're seeking and medications you're seeking, that can become an issue. And I think I might even link this down below as well, is what is the average cost of health insurance? The average cost of health insurance nationally is $560 a month. $560 a month for health insurance. That's the average cost in the United States. So $299, $259 for a gambit of medications that you may need in a disaster scenario or just in long term. Look at the current health crisis that we just got through and how no one wanted to go to the hospital for treatment because they were scared that they were going to catch the bug. But imagine if you had the medications and you got sick at home and you didn't have to. And you're probably wondering, well, Grey, how do I decide? How do I know what to treat for? Well, they had this booklet that kind of tells you specifically what these medications are for. Also, what I really liked about it is they also have these little booklets on each medication. These are the antibiotics specifically, and it goes into great detail about what they're treated and used for and dosing, which is also on your prescription bottle. These doctors that do this and pharmacies that do this are all board certified and all that jazz. This is just not some run-of-the-mill company. Again, average cost of health insurance is $560, folks. Maybe some of you out there can afford that, but I personally can't. Another question some folks are going to ask is, well, if I go to the pharmacy, sometimes I can get antibiotics for free. That's awesome. A lot of you folks out there know that sometimes there's shortages of medications and things become harder to get. We've seen that happen. It's like a roller coaster because a lot of our medications are made overseas. The components of most of these medications are made in India, and then I think then they're transferred to China and they are assembled or whatnot. Don't quote me on that. But from my understanding, a majority of our medications come from overseas. So if there's ever another supply chain issue, or as we see, war or anything that disrupts normalcy in our country and abroad, creates these shortages. What if something happens, right? So some of the generic, so for cephalexin, the generic is $24. Brand names, $300. Most people get generics. Cipro, $22. Brand name, $112. Azithromycin, generic, $31 and change, and the Zithromax, which is what most of you folks are probably familiar with, $152 for the brand name. So as you can see there, once you add the cost of a doctor's visit and the cost of the pharmacy cost for one medication, you've already paid for a gambit of medications. People ask me, in the military, do medics carry antibiotics? Of course they do. I'll throw that on the screen. Battlefield medicine. As you can see highlighted there, it says antibiotics, along with a gambit of other stuff. So a lot of you folks are going to ask, well, how does it work, Grey? How do I get my hands on something like this? Well, it's relatively simple. You have an intake form that you fill out. Intake form will ask you basic information about your medical history and whatnot, and you fill that out. Then it goes to a physician. The physician will review it, and if they have any questions, they'll ask you. And one great thing about that is that you can also substitute other medications. Let's say you're allergic to one or another, you can supplement other medications in your pack. Third, it goes to the pharmacy, they fill it, and then 4, it comes to your home. And then you have it for your, I call it your medical prepper pantry, right? We have our food pantries, but we also need to have a medical pantry. I'll show you mine that I'm working on currently, and I'm trying to, figure how to put all this in there, and it's a mess at the moment, but I'm trying to make things more accessible out there. I just have so many medical preps that I'm trying to, get it all situated. But I think everyone should have a large medical pantry. So they have 3 things that they can, 3 different packages they offer you through Contingency Medical. And I'll throw it up on the screen, and you can kind of get an idea, and we can you can discuss pricing, because like I said, pricing is basically $259 through $299. But as you can see on the screen, they have the Go Pack, which is a nice travel pack. They have the Ready Pack, which is the description is their budget-friendly pack, and then they have the Ready Pack Plus, which is what I went over in this video, for ultimate coverage. And you can kind of see there the different things that they cover for that. Of course, it's just, folks, it's like I don't know how to reiterate to a lot of the people out there that what I'm trying to push to you is not a sales pitch. What I'm trying to push to you, my viewers, is how important certain things are when it comes to emergency preparedness. Because everything that we do in our for preparing for emergencies will cost us money. To buy water, to buy food, to buy shelves for our pantry, to buy extra wood, to buy nails, to buy portable power stations, or whatever that we feel that is a necessity. Everybody has a different perspective on what is a necessity, but there's certain things that you must have, like food and water and shelter and so on and so forth. But I also feel that one of those things that must have is medications. And if you can have the option to buy medications from a company like Contingency Medical at the price that they have presented to you, I think that's awesome. And it's very simple. You don't ever have to go anywhere. Now, if I do have any discount code, some of these companies will offer, content creators here on the YouTube platform a discount code. That will be down below. I'll also have a pinned comment with the information as well. And let's say you don't have the finances to do anything like that right now, but you are highly intrigued by this. And what I would say is click on the link, look what they have to offer, and then put some money to the side if you feel that this is something that's best for you. This might not be for everybody. Maybe people don't feel the necessity for medications as much as I do. But that being said, here's what I ask you, my viewers. How important is companies like, Contingency Medical to you? Do you feel that now that they've moved, these companies are starting to pop up and kind of are more geared towards emergency preparedness? What are your thoughts on companies like this? Do you have a favorite company? Put that down below. What do you think about the medications and the price points for a company like this? Do you think that it's fair? Do you see my perspective on the cost of either with or without insurance? How effective this is for you? I'd love to hear back from you, so if you can please put that down in the comments, it would be greatly appreciated. Because without your feedback, I have no idea if information like this is pertinent and holds value to you, my viewers. So I'm really looking forward to, like I said, going over those comments and seeing your thoughts. Hey folks, if you found any value at all in this video, hit that thumbs up button. If it was an absolutely waste of your time, hit the thumbs down button. Whatever you feel that's pertinent to you. Look forward to, again, reading your comments. And remember, folks, you are not alone. This is GreyMan. I'm out. I'll see you guys in the rebound. And God bless every single one of you amazing people out there. Thank you for watching.